Welcome into the Packers breakdown of their defense against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 17, a 27-25 loss. Defense, for the most part, they played well. However, they couldn't step up in the clutch situations. They gave up too many big plays that made this look easy for Minnesota. So let's dive into the film. Let's see how this game played out for them. First play, you'll just notice the Vikings are using a ton of shifts and motions, and it makes it very tough for a defense to catch up to. So if we ended up at the end there, but we start here. You see first there was a shift putting Jefferson on the line, and then you have a motion, which is a return motion, and then you've got a free release here by the tight end. So because Green Bay is sending a blitz here, all right, so you've got Cooper coming in on a blitz who gets picked up by Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was really good in pass coverage this game, and we'll see a play later, but it's just the perfect call, and there's a lot of deception there with emotions. So perfect call to counter the blitz, able to get in the flat for an easy first down, and it just seemed like Kevin O'Connell knew what the Packers were going to do on every single down, and if they know what you're going to do, it's going to be very hard to stop them. Then we'll get into some of the positives. We're going to focus on Valentine down here. You can see the eyes of Darnold. He's trying to read the alignment of the players, and right now the Packers are disguising this. They're giving a man look, right? So he's hip square facing Jefferson. So the last time he looks over there, he's going to see, oh, it's probably man. Starts to see him back off and thinks he might have a slant here. All right, but because he identified man, that's why he's looking over here for this slant, thinking, oh, one-on-one to Jefferson, I'm going to take that slant. However, you've got this zone as well. So he's going to pump fake. He's not going to be able to get it there. And instead, there's some pressure from the outside. It's going to force him to spin out. And there you go, a second down stop for the Packers defense due to some disguise by Carrington Valentine. Our next play, you've got third down. We're going to focus on Gary here. He's going to get some pressure off the edge. However, he's not going to be able to make a finish here. So he gets checked by the tight end, still able to get around the left tackle there. And he's going to get arms on Sam Darnold. But he just does not wrap up. So Darnold is able to spin out of it and find a check down. But luckily, we've got McKinney there ready to make a play. Stops him on third down. Forces a punt. So after the fumble, they're able to force a punt. So that fumble by Josh Jacobs does not hurt the team. So again, Gary just needs to do a better job here of wrapping up, making sure that Darnold isn't able to escape, but still Packers get the stop on third down regardless. Next play, we've got good pass protection by the offensive line. So Packers end up bringing four, a little bit of a disguised look. You've got Van Ness in coverage. This is the second play back-to-back that Van Ness is in coverage. Didn't show you the first one, but they've disguised. He's dropped in coverage again. But Darnold, you can see, has all day. You've got Wooden, who's being doubled. You've got the interior guys that are hand-fighting, not able to get through. Cox struggling with the right tackle. And he's just got all day to throw. And you can't expect these guys to cover for as long as that, right? If we're counting from the snap here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full seconds in the pocket. So not able to cover downfield as well as you'd like with that much time. Here we've got another third down. So early in the game, you can see the first read here by Darnold is off to the left side. But you got Enigbare, who is going to occupy Jefferson there. Next read coming over the middle. And you've got enough of a play there where he's going to cut that off, making sure he doesn't throw it. That forces a rollout and then a throwaway. So a third down stop here by the Packers. Good coverage across the board. This time, he does have a good pocket at the start, but he gets through all his reads, and eventually McKinney breaks through to force a pressure and get Darnold out of the pocket, and that moves it to fourth down, and they end up missing this field goal. So the defense early in the game played extremely well. All right, getting stops on third down, forcing punts, forcing field goals that end up being misses. But eventually, the lackluster offense is going to kind of bite the defense in the behind. Next play, we are going to focus on Slayton in the middle. He's just been a beast lately in the run game, and this is going to be one of those examples. So you've got typical motion there into a new formation. Then you've got Slayton, who's getting double teamed, and he's still able to shed, get to the inside, and make a play for a minimal gain. And you'll see it from the end zone angle as well. So he's going to set off here to his right. Finally snapped, and then you've got two blockers on him, and he's going to still work inside. He's going to get the shed and get a nice tackle there. So Slayton has been pretty solid in the run game in those early downs. Now, next few plays, it's just going to be Edgerrin Cooper. We're going to highlight him here. All right, so he is a stud already, and he's going to be a very good linebacker for a long time if he stays healthy. And this is just a great job by him firing through, anticipating the play based on the movement of the offensive line. You can see it's going to be a toss. You've got these reach steps trying to get outside, and he reads it perfectly, and he's going to knife through to make a play in the backfield. So this entire game was basically a highlight reel for Edgerrin Cooper. He's just looking like a star outside of the very last play that we're going to look at. So just great work by Cooper throughout the game, and hopefully he can continue this for years to come. Next play, again, we'll focus on Cooper. He's in the middle here. You can see he's on his toes, probably anticipating some sort of blitz. There he is, blitzing through, and that's what we're talking about with Aaron Jones. A quick out there. So there's not a lot of time for Darnold to throw this ball because of Cooper barreling down. But again, this is just a simple three-step, quick out. There's not much time there for the D-line to even get pressure, but you've got a free rusher there, and Cooper gets picked up by Jones. That's what I was talking about before with Jones being good in pass pro. And that's just an easy completion there for a first down for the Vikings. All right, next play, we've got the Packers in a cover three. Basically going to have Bullard, Stokes, and Valentine in this cover three. He's splitting this trip side, so he's playing in the middle of that. So realistically, this should be the post safety's responsibility. And this is going to be a touchdown for the Vikings. So you've got his drop there and his late hips. That's going to allow this to be a touchdown. So there's a couple reasons why this happens. One, you've got, this is a buzz. So you've got one of the safeties coming down, playing a hook zone. So he comes down to that zone. He's supposed to be more towards the middle of the field. And then you also have Justin Jefferson running this in route that's going to get the attention of the outside third, right? So if he's supposed to be in this third, he's in this third, he's in the other third, right? That in route by Jefferson is influencing too much. So he's not able to make a play deep until it's too late. And you can see, I think Bullard here, he needs to get on his horse, and he's way too late. He has to recognize this a little bit earlier. I think his eyes are too much on the QB and not reading the receivers. And by the time he's reading the QB, right, you can see his eyes still there. He's not on the receiver. He sees him cocking for the throw now, and that's when he starts to move. So I'm going to put this one on Bullard. Not sure what the coaches would put it on, but he is just way too late. He gets caught in the backfield, and that is an easy post touchdown against cover three. All right, next, we've got a run play here upcoming. They're going to focus on Cooper. Just another tackle for a loss, and you'll see it from the other angle. So we got Cooper here trying to change the play, canning it at the line of scrimmage. And you can see Cooper does a very good job of getting around 64 here, who I believe is a little bit lost. I think he forgot what the play was until he realized the flow of the play was coming towards him. All right. And that's going to allow Cooper to get enough space to make a tackle for loss. And here we've got another third down that the Packers are going to be able to get a stop here. Good enough coverage, an overthrow, but this overthrow is caused by the pressure up front. All right, so they finally are starting to collapse on the edges here. And Jefferson, if that ball is thrown a little bit lower, has potential to be a touchdown, but the ball sails and the Vikings end up having to kick a field goal here. So defense continuing to do a good job of getting these stops, forcing field goals instead of touchdowns. And outside of the one post play up to this point, they've played pretty solid defense. All right, here we've got a cover 2 by the Packers. Basically going to be playing the flats out here, hook zone, and then a middle read with 2 deep. All right, and usually the middle read player is supposed to be taking this guy, but he's just going to a straight drop. So either it should be the responsibility of Cooper here to attach, or it should be the responsibility of Wilson. But I think because this is a balanced formation, it's 2x2, right? They're not going to have that middle read defender, and instead they just play a vision zone, and that's what's going to bite the Packers here. So with it being a vision zone, Hawkinson is doing just enough to slide behind Cooper there, and Cooper's a rookie, so I'm not going to pick on him too much for his coverage. And I'm sure this is what the Packers are being asked of, because looking at the defense, this was all eyes on the QB, waiting for the pass. And you can see dropping. Everyone's got eyes on the QB. And when you've got eyes on the QB, a little bit of a slip there too by Cooper. Ball goes just beyond a nice second level throw there by Darnold, and that's a big gain for the Vikings. Here we've got a passing situation again. Carl Brooks brought his name up a few times. Just a great job here, continuing to fight through and get a sack, and we'll see it from the other angle as well. We know the Packers love their twists. They love their stunts. He's just going to be the guy trying to occupy space, right? Trying to free up Wooden. And instead, he's going to get through, push back number 64 into the QB and get a nice sack there. So this sack ends up leading to a field goal later. So the defense still playing well. And here we've got the offsides call. So we'll see why it gets called. Again, I don't think it necessarily should be an offsides. I think this is not a great call. But if we just look at Cooper here, he starts to slowly creep up, and that is probably just enough where it's going to be even with the tip of the ball. All right, so if we're drawing an arrow from the furthest point of his head here, we'll stay in line with this. That's not a very good line, but staying in line here, you can basically see how that could potentially be considered offsides, right? So it's not really the cleanest angle from All-22, but what could have been a missed field goal, a second missed field goal on the day, ends up being a make because of this offsides. All right, here the Vikings, they've got a nice little wide bunch here, and they're going to have a nice little bubble screen with 2 blockers downfield, and it's going to work perfectly because Packers are going to send a blitz. So now you're going to have 2 blockers heading downfield with your number 1 receiver, a playmaker. So they do a very good job of getting their playmaker the football here. It's an RPO, so it's an automatic built-in, and he sees the blitz, so he's going to take that. All right, then you get 2 blockers downfield. That's just going to give you a ton of yards, an easy first down, moving the ball down into the red zone. Next play, this is going to be the Jefferson effect. Again, cover 3 here. Nixon is going to be that deep third, but he gets caught peeking at Justin Jefferson. And you're going to see he's just running a basic here. So basic is just you're in at 12 yards. And then you're going to get an archo route, which is essentially a little bit of a curl here. You're going to pause, and then you're going to spin out. All right, so that is going to force that little curl route, because Nixon, if he's in if he's in zone coverage rather, like he is here, responsible for the deep third, he's going to see that hook and not worry too much about it. So the next deepest guy is going to be Jefferson. So he's got to attach to him. All right, and that's what happens. So you've got that little hook. You see this in route coming in. So he's going to attach to it, thinking that it's going to go there. And then Bullard just gets cooked, and it's a perfect ball to Addison. So, I mean, there's not much that you can do there if you're Bullard, because you aren't expecting a spin either. But Cooper almost gets there, and just a perfect ball, just enough air on it, and Addison makes a great catch for a Vikings touchdown to put them up 20-3. All right, next play. This play was too long, so I wasn't able to get the very start of the snap, but you're going to see this is a very good job here by Valentine playing palms. So it looks like this is some version of palms. And you've got him just playing that middle two between the corner and between that stick route. And he's just going to do a nice job of reading that, intercepting it. And hopefully next time he'll be able to hold on to the ball. But thank goodness for Carl Brooks making a hustle play, recovering that football, so the Packers can keep the ball within the 20. All right, so after that interception, Packers end up scoring a touchdown. It's 10-20, and then you've got this play here. They've just driven down the middle of the field, which has been a weakness, and we've seen it in previous videos how easily some of the teams are attacking the middle of the field against the Packers defense. Didn't want to put it in this video because it's too repetitive, but here you just have a simple screen that results in a missed tackle there by Cooper. And unfortunately for the Packers, is an easy touchdown. So you've got basically two guys out here blocking. And if one of them is able to make that tackle, if Cooper is able to make that tackle, then it's third down. But unfortunately, Akers able to slip that and walk in for an easy touchdown to make it 27-10. All right, then we are on the last defensive drive. So Packers have gone down. They're 25-27, and defense needs a stop. And this is a first down, and they're able to convert here for a first down. You're just going to get play action here with a little bit of a roll. You're going to get fullback to the flat. You're going to have a little bit of a banana route. And this is that famous spider 2Y banana. So they're always going to be looking for that fullback in the flat, because look at the green grass in front of him, right? If he's able to catch that, he's going to get a first down. He stays in bounds, and that's basically ending the game, right? Makes a good throw, able to stay in bounds, gets the first down, keep the clock moving, force a timeout. And that's basically the end of the game. One more first down, and the game is over. But here we see, how is that able to happen? And the reason is just the eye discipline of Cooper. So he's been playing very well this game, aside from a couple missed tackles. But his eye discipline is just not there. He sees the run fake, anticipating that it's going to be a run. They need to chew the clock. And then he's going to miss Ham coming out of the backfield. All right, so he's got to play catch up. He's not able to do that. And that's just an easy first down for the Vikings. And that's essentially the game there. So the attempted comeback, the strong first half start for this defense is just not enough to help win the game. So that's going to do it for today's video. Obviously, the Packers defense started out very well. They gave up too many big plays, and that's what's going to bite them in the end. So I think there is potential here that they get things together and they continue to play well, but we need to be proved otherwise in the playoffs, because so far the top three teams in the NFC have all beaten the Packers. Right, the Packers are 0-5 against the top three teams in the NFC. So we're going to have to see how they fare in the playoffs. But obviously not looking too far ahead. We've got the Bears upcoming this next week. So those will be the next videos that I focus on, offensive and defensive breakdown of the game against the Chicago Bears. So I will see you then. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.